morning, y'all. Today is Monday, the July 1st. Good morning. So it's been a good weekend. We had a good week with Vacation Bible School, and then we had the Fun Day Saturday, and then we had Friends and Family Sunday. So for 7 days straight, we had something going on in church. And so our pastor said, giving everybody the weekend, this week off. We gonna need it to recuperate. But anyway, y'all, we had a good time. What y'all do last week? How was y'all week? I came on one day last week, but this camera, y'all, has a mind of its own. But I was talking about they had a 60-person raid. They picked up 60 people. They had this thing called Operation Broken Heart, where they child molesters, child predators, and everything they had arrested. And that's becoming more prevalent here lately. And so that brings up my discussion on monitoring your kids on social media and being aware of what they're on those computers. Just talking about things too going on in the news, like the young lady in Utah. She caught a lift from the airport and went and met a guy. And I'm saying she went to meet him because they said that he was the last person that she had spoken with on the phone or whatever. So I don't know if she had met him online or what the circumstance, the situation was, but they ended up finding that, or they arrested him for her murder. And they interviewed the guy, and the guy said that he had contacted him. He was a contractor, and the guy had wanted him to build a soundproof room to store liquor, alcohol, and to play loud music. But I mean, loud music would have been okay, but to store alcohol, why does the room have to be soundproof? That didn't make sense. So the guy said he didn't do it because he didn't feel comfortable about it. And that's what I want to talk about. It just came to me. And I'm telling y'all all that because it just came to me. This is what really came to me. You have to stand on your own beliefs. Like, for me, I am just not gonna go with the status quo or just do what everybody else is doing if it's something I don't believe in. Like, I leave a company if they, because especially when you're working in HR and you're supposed to make sure there's no discrimination, and or if it is, it's not going to be blatant. You're not going to be able to see it yourself. You're supposed to be in a position to change things. You just can't remain silent when things are not being done the way they're supposed to be done. And I talked about this before. My videos don't get a lot of views, so I'm going to share it again. I know for a fact I didn't get an interview because the guy didn't like my answer. He had asked the question, and I can't remember what the question was in particular. And, at the time, I was unemployed looking for a job. I was out. I had just had my son, so I was still getting paid or whatever. But the thing about it was, I told him, and I stand firm on this, and I realized that my job is my resource, but the Lord is my source. So I don't go into a job thinking that that job is the end all be all. Like, I can't survive without that job. I can't survive without God. I could get another job. But I can't recall what the question was. But what I told him was, I don't want to work with a company who thinks that the manager is always right. See, in the HR profession, you have to have a tough backbone. You have to love people. And the thing about it is, a lot of times the managers have college educations, or they've been with the company a very long time. And I've seen it oftentimes they have a very nasty attitude. And let me tell you, I've talked about this probably before. If you're at a company, you invest in millions of dollars in your company, you better make sure you're hiring the good people to lead your people. Because, the hourly people are the ones that make the salary people look good, honestly. But you go and we had a manager one time, he would walk up in the morning and wouldn't speak, just start giving orders. And that manager was horrible. He was so bad until so many employees wrote the head office until they came down and they eventually had to move him. But my thing is, we invest all that money in training, but the biggest, I'm going to tell you, a successful company knows how to treat their people. Knows how to treat their people. And, if you're a good manager, your people are going to respect you. They're going to try to work hard for you. And then be a company that wants to reward good behavior with your employees. And of course, discipline the ones that aren't good, because a lot of times I have found that your best employees are overworked while your C and D players just come to work to get a check. But your best employees, they care about the job. They want to see the place look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a meeting one time, and I'll never forget this lady that hired me when I went to go and work at Lowe's. She was the area HR. And she recommended me for the job. She hadn't ever met me. But so I got the job, and I worked on the job for about 2 weeks. Then the next week she came down and trained me. And y'all, me and that lady struck it off. And right now today, we are friends on Facebook. But when I tell you, she was one of the best, she was one of the kindest persons, one of the kindest women I met in professional HR. You could tell that she had genuine concern for people. And I just have the utmost respect for people. Let me tell you, I don't care where you live, what you drive, what I look at, what kind of education. What I look at is how you treat people. That's why I have the utmost respect for President and First Lady Michelle Obama, because I love the way that their respect for people. You know, when they were in the White House, it just was like a different. Even though I didn't visit Washington while they was there, but while they were in office, it was like a different. I don't know. What I want to say, just the demeanor of people. Not everybody. I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying the compassion and the care they had for people was evident in the way they ran the White House. You know, I can imagine that was the best 8 years that staff had in the White House. Yeah. But all I'm saying is this: I've been all over the place. How you treat people is very important. It really is. And regardless to how professional you are, remember, God is your source. Those other things are just resources. You know, and we have to do better. I mean, myself included, I ain't perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes. But the thing about knowing how to treat people is something that I'm blessed to just have that type of spirit. You know, I believe in giving people their credit. That's a beautiful dress you have on. Your hair is pretty. Or if I use your advice, I'm going to say that I use your advice. Like, this girl had posted a recipe. And that was my first time watching her video. But I immediately clicked on that video because it was some type of chicken and it looked real, real good. So when I saw her video, I thought that the recipe was hers. But then when I guess you know how when it's something that's related on the side on YouTube, it'll have the little things there. And so it had that same recipe where it was actually posted by another lady months before, but she never said that she got the recipe from somebody. I initially assumed it was hers. And I'm like, you know, people need to do a better job. You know, if it's not mine, I'm gonna always say where I got it from, because guess what? You don't have to. Your light is not going to be any dimmer by giving somebody else credit for what they did, because no two people do things the same. But a lot of people are like that. You know, I just feel like, man, it's not me. It's not who I am. I'm going to always get credit. Always. If it ain't mine, I ain't getting credit for it. I'm not. Whether it be good or bad. I remember one time I posted something and the girl said that was from 2 years ago. I hurried up and took that down. I say, from now on, I'm gonna fact check before I start reposting somebody else's comments or whatever. But yeah. So let's sum this up, because I need to get ready to get off of here. But be careful with your kids and your grandkids, grandkids or whatever. Yeah, it's good to give them all these toys, all this electronics, and let them be privy to what's going on in the world. But monitor that, because you know, so much. It's a lot of good out there, but it's also a lot of evil. And secondly, you know, in the HR field or in any managerial field, make sure that you treat people the way you want to be treated. Remember, you have kids, one day they're going to go to work. So respect other people's kids the way you want people to respect yours. And then finally, Give people credit. You using their videos, their suggestions, or whatever. It ain't gonna hurt you to get them credit for it. All right, well, that is it, and that's all for today. Y'all have a blessed day. Make someone smile. Bye.